Professor Arja Rautio from University of Oulu, and she is here with us. The floor is yours.
So thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much for all of you inviting me to be today here. So I have learned a lot. So my name is Arja Rautio, and I'm working in the University of Oulu. So I'm leading a Thule Institute, which is the coordinating body of the University of the Arctic and Northern issues. My background, I'm a medical doctor in my training, and I'm also European registered toxicologist. And I'm also working in University of Arctic as a vice president of research. So that after all these very wonderful talks which you have gave already, so I have all the same topics you have already talked. So that in my talk I will focus the balance or the collaboration or connections between the environmental health, animal health and human health. And so that my presentation topics, I think that they are the Arctic populations, contaminants, infectious diseases, permafrost thaw, biosecurity and human health. And I think that it's very nicely said already before that the One Health is an approach which is indigenous background, so that indigenous people, they have always putting all these elements together. And in this photo there is a core group of the One Health, so that there is a specialist in wildlife health and toxicology and about the demographic and population studies. So that about the population, how many we are, so that at the moment in the Arctic there is around 7.1 million people, and around 10% are indigenous. And as you see these maps, half of the geographical area is Russia, and 2/3 of the population is living in Russia. And as always, I think that the situation is same in the many other regions than Arctic, so that the people are moving to the urban regions or more bigger settlements. And for example, we can see this, that the left-hand side map, that around 75% of the Arctic people, they are living in the settlements which have more than 5,000 inhabitants. And as you see, there are a lot of big cities in the Russian side, but also I think that and of course in Alaska, but the yellow one, which is showing the less than 5,000 people settlements, they are very small settlements in Canada and in Greenland. And for example, in Greenland, it has been noticed that there are only 15% so-called rural settlements at the moment. And at least according to those reports in the health sciences, and so that the others, they are living like a more urban regions. And 75% of the Arctic people, they are living on the permafrost regions. On the right-hand side, there's a natural population change, and the blue color is so that there's an increase during the 5 years period, and the red ones, they are losing their population. And the northern Norway, northern Sweden and northern Finland, we are losing our population, and also in a very far Siberia, East Siberia. And then I'm a Finnish representative in the Arctic Council. There are 2 health groups. There is under the Arctic Monitoring and Assessment Program, and also in the Sustainable Development Working Group. So that in many of my research, there are also connection to the Arctic Council projects. And I think that that is also one way for the researchers also to be in connection with the policymakers and also the things which are going in the politics. It was very nicely, Timo was telling that how the contaminants and other things, they are going to the Arctic, and of course they are mainly long range, and they can be flyers and hoppers and swimmers by the streams. And the main issue during this period when Arctic Monitoring and Assessment Program has been following these levels and trends of the old contaminants, it has been decreasing in most of the areas and most of the contaminant groups. In these other two figures, they are some of the examples that it's not always going so that all contaminants are disappearing. It is from the paper we recently published in Environmental Research, and it's about the comparison of the serum concentration of pesticides and chlorinated paraffins in the pooled samples of women of 2 birth cohorts in the northern Norway. So that red one is from, the collection is from 2007 and 2009. And the blue one, MISA 2 study, is very recent, and it's 2019. And we can very clearly see that the levels of the contaminants in pregnant women, like the PCBs, they are going down. But on the right, the bars, they are totally different. When we are looking at the short or medium chain chlorinated paraffins, there's a huge increase during these 10 years time frame. And of course, when the long chain chlorinated paraffins has been banned, so that now we have new contaminants or new issues which are coming. And this is the topic which is closely related with the plastics, so that they are lubricants and that kind of things, new chemicals which we need or which has been used in the form of the plastics. And that also shows that we need to have the protocols to the monitoring and following what is happening, and also the collecting in a way that we can use also in a new type of the chemicals. Here is regions of the permafrost you have already seen in some of the other presentations, and in this map, there are also the settlements, the inland settlements and the coastal settlements. And if we are looking at the permafrost region, there is around 5 million people are living, and 1 million is on those coastal settlements. And if we are this map is made in the project of the Nunataruk, which is the effect of permafrost thaw on the coastal regions, and especially those settlements and communities. And you can find this more detailed from the paper which is published this year, Ramage et al. And this is some of the climate-driven permafrost projections. They suggest for the year 2050 or 2060 that there will be about these 5 million people, only 3.3 million, they are without any access, or they are not anymore permafrost regions. And in my field, or in my health science issues, it's a huge thing, because if we are thinking about the infrastructure things and everything what is happening to those communities, and also the access to the drinking water and access to the food items and many other things. And for those settlements which are still on permafrost, those hazard zones, the high one, is around 40%, they are in a high hazard risk zones. And I think that is the issue which is very, very much needed, the collaboration between the other scientists and other fields of the scientists. And I don't know if they are so small, those dots that you cannot see, which are black and which are the light ones, but the black ones, they are those settlements without, not connected anymore to the permafrost. And another issue which we have been thinking, and which is one of the concern is what is inside the permafrost when it's melting and what is coming out there. And one issue is so that there are infectious agents, and anthrax is one of the things which has been focused very much. And of course, when we have these infections in, I think that 5 years ago in Yamal in Russia, and there have been also models how to estimate the different type of the risks. And now during the Russian chairmanship, they have been focusing on the biosecurity issues. And one of the topic is the permafrost thaw and contaminants and also the infectious agents. They are also interested during the Russian chairmanship, the migratory birds especially, how they are changing their routes, what kind of infections they are bringing with, and what is the food safety issues concerning also the contaminants. And another issue is so that what is happening to the mercury. We know that under the active layer, the mercury can change to methyl mercury, which is more toxic than mercury. And I think that is also the issue which we need to look and work much more together. And of course, because it's changing in the different regions from another, so that what are the settlements, what are the regions which are more risk than the others. And then going to the drinking water, we need clean drinking water. And it has been found in some of the regions already that when the permafrost is thawing, there is coming turn from the ice-rich permafrost to saline permafrost. And that is the question that how we can use that saline water, or is that useful for the drinking water? And many of the communities and municipalities, they need to look very careful what to do with those regions where they are taking their drinking water. And we know corona, and we know the problems with the zoonotic diseases, and we have been now focusing during the last 2 years and collecting a systematic review about the health issues, health of the wildlife, and focusing on the infectious diseases. And now we are almost done with the manuscript. And I think that the most important issue is that we need to include also the Russian literature, Russian scientific literature, so that we have in this review around 350 papers, and 1/3 is coming from Russia. And that is also the thing which we have not so much done earlier. And I think that it is a good way also the networking and collaboration with Russian colleagues. And then my favorite figure, this is very long. I feel that it's also something like One Health, but it is not developed so that those things, they are overlapping. It's from the year 2008. And so that now we have been also looking very much about the mental health and how the risk of changing climate and environment, what kind of impact they have. We have made questionnaires and interviews in Greenland, Svalbard, and northern Canada, in some of the communities. And when we are asking how you feel the future, how you feel your health, and so we have the answers that the people, indigenous people especially, they have good and very good well-being, self-estimated health, and quality of life, and they are satisfaction with the life. They see the changes, and they are worried about the things, what is coming up. But I think that there might be also some of the other problems or other concerns as seen in the circle or in the figure, so that there are also many other things happening in the same time. And one of our tasks in the Nunatsiaq project was to focus on the mental health and mental wellness. And we don't see that there is a clear direct risk for the mental wellness about the permafrost thaw. However, there are these indirect risks. And of course, there are the changes related to the environment, infrastructure, food items, and something like very many which has been already mentioned, the snow and ice, traditional lifestyles, and of course the weather changes and economic challenges. So that this is also the issue we need to do in a partnership with the local communities and indigenous people. And that is the issues that we can also ask the right questions and also include the knowledge what is in the indigenous people's communities. And I think that some kind of the conclusion, I think that it's so that we need to put our forces together so that the different disciplines, it's very hard to trust on the other researchers because we don't understand each other languages. But it is worthwhile to pick a picture what is going on and how we can give the results to the policymakers, stakeholders, and also we can more discuss with the local people and be useful. And I think that I have still one slide, and it's about the University of Arctic Congress, so that it will be in Moscow next year, October 4th to 7th, and a lot of those things also Jeff told about the thematic networks and other things, and of course your thematic network and collaboration. It is also one place to do that. So thank you very much, and this is my collaborators from Oulu. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Arja. And I would just like to comment that you mentioned that we have a very broad contribution from our Russian colleagues, and I think at INAR with the PEX program, where we have the Pan-Eurasian and Arctic program, we have a lot of work to do, and we have already the basis there so that we can strengthen this, what you have mentioned in your presentation. So thank you.